What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. Multiple different things to talk about here in this video. Former President Donald Trump makes a surprising trip that a lot of people are talking about. You might be due a check that you might not even know about. Several different things here to talk about here. Let's jump right in. Check this out. And also, we have a special guest appearance here for you guys at the end of this video. So make sure to watch all the way to the end for a special guest appearance. Here we go. So, former President Donald Trump makes a surprise visit to Washington, D.C. You can see the headline right here from Newsweek. Donald Trump's surprise visit to Washington, D.C. sparks arrest speculation. Some people say, is it an arrest? Again, I'm not saying this. This is just the headline. Play this video here. The video of Donald Trump landing in Virginia has sparked arrest speculation. Other people, here's the footage here. Other people saying, is it a medical trip that happened at the very last minute? He's in D.C. 57 days before the election. So a lot of people wondering, what is this surprise trip here for, especially because he was in golf shoes and a golf no suit, no tie. And yeah, a lot of speculation here on this. You might say this is no big deal, but this is a surprise and unannounced visit to Washington, D.C. And this is prompting speculation and rumors because he has only visited Washington, D.C. one time since he left the White House since January 2021. So this is only one time since then. So this is a pretty surprise visit that a lot of people are wondering what is going on. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Maybe we'll find out. Another big thing right now is that former President Donald Trump said that he would pardon January 6 rioters, and Republican senators are slamming the comment by former President Donald Trump. You can see the headline here. GOP senators led by Lindsey Graham and multiple Republican senators slamming Donald Trump with the pardon promise. Former President Donald Trump's promise to grant pardons to rioters who stormed the Capitol on January 6th is running into strong opposition from Senate Republicans. Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican from South Carolina, one of Trump's closest allies, told The Hill that granting pardons to January 6 protesters is a, quote, bad idea. He said, quote, pardons are given to people who admit misconduct, rehabilitate themselves. They're not supposed to be used for other purposes, he said. Other Republican senators joining Lindsey Graham are criticizing Trump's promises to pardon the January 6 protesters as inappropriate. This coming from Senator Kevin Cramer, Republican from North Dakota, also saying, quote, I don't think potential candidates should hold pardons out as a promise. Who is usually a reliable Trump ally, quote, it's something problematic for me on a moral level and an ethical level, sort of like promising other giveaways to particular individuals. I prefer avoiding those kind of things. Senator Mike Rounds, a Republican from South Dakota, said he wouldn't support granting pardons to people convicted of crimes because of their actions on January 6th. Quote, if he were elected, he would have a constitutional ability to do it, he said of Trump's promise of pardons. I would disagree with it. I think there was insurrection, and I think these folks need to be punished. I was there. This was truly violent. People were injured, people were killed. I have very little mercy for the individuals that were involved in that activity that day. These were all from Republican senators. Senate Republican Whip John Thune from South Dakota said people who committed crimes on January 6th must face the consequences of their action. The only, quote, the only people that get pardoned are people who are charged with crimes. If they were charged with crimes, they ought to be prosecuted like everyone else. The rule of law applies. If people broke laws, they need to be held accountable. So, a lot of Republican senator opposition, even from ones who are Trump supporters. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I try to not take a lot of sides on this, but these are Republican senators who support Trump. There's a lot of disposition on this. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. But Trump has already said, here's the quote. A study published by Time magazine in June found that 840 people had been charged with storming the Capitol on that day, and about a quarter of them have received criminal sentences with a median prison sentence of 45 days, some of them receiving years in prison. Trump told a conservative radio host, Wendy Bell, on September 1st that he would issue full pardons and apologize to many of his supporters who were prosecuted for their actions on January 6th, saying, quote, I mean full pardons with an apology to many, quote, he said earlier this month. Lindsey Graham, one of Trump's staunchest allies in the Senate, said granting pardons to people who tried to intimidate and stop lawmakers from doing their jobs would set a bad precedent. It reinforces the people who defiled the Capitol and took the law into their own hands deserve to be brought to justice, quote, he said. So you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but Trump has said this. If he gets reelected, this is something he would do for his next presidency if reelected. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And he is the front runner for the Republican Party right now, based on current pollings, by a long shot. Texas Governor Ron Desantis seems to be the next best candidate based on polling for the Republican Party. But right now, he seems to be very far behind Trump. So as of right now, Trump does look like he would be the candidate for the Republican Party, although there is 2 years until the next election for a president at least. So we'll see. I'll keep you up to date. There's millions of people that may be due or will be due a refund check based on your healthcare plan. You can see the headline here from CNBC. Marketplace health plan. In fact, this actually happens multiple years. Marketplace health plan enrollees may have a refund check on the way. Here's how to claim your share of $603 million. Yeah, this has happened several years in a row now. And here's the reason why, and here's how it works. Check this out. Of the $1 billion in rebates going out, the majority, an estimated $603 million, will generally go to people with a health plan through the public exchange, depending on their insurer. Overall, the refunds are expected to average $141 per participant in plans through the marketplace, $155 for those in plans through small employers, and $78 for enrollees in large group plans. For marketplace enrollees, those who are due a rebate, it usually is delivered via a paper check in the mail, which is, hey, extra money, which meaning you shouldn't ignore any mailings from your insurance company. So don't throw it out thinking it might be junk mail, because a lot of people do that. And I understand because we all think it's junk mail, but it could actually be a check here for $141, $155, $78 or more. Those are just the averages. So it could be more, it could be less. These are averages. So it could be $200 or more. Yeah, if you get your health insurance through a public marketplace or through, an employer, you could be due a check here soon. Insurance companies are distributing $1 billion in rebates to 8.2 million policyholders beginning this month in September, and it will go on here for several weeks. Of those, the majority, an estimated $603 million, will go to people with a health plan through either the federal health exchange or their state's marketplace, if it has one, according to an estimate from the Kaiser Family Foundation. The average rebate for enrollees is $141 per eligible participant. Not everyone who gets coverage that way will receive a rebate. It's worth being sure not to ignore mailings from your insurance company or your insurer in 2021 if you had a different insurer. These rebates, which can happen yearly depending on the insurer, often arrive in the mail, and many checks in the past years have gone unclaimed. Some people are missing out because they may have thrown them out, or maybe even moved, maybe. So keep that in mind. If you moved, you might want to call your insurance company or something like that. $76.9 million in rebates went unclaimed from 2012, the first year that rebates went out. This is because, well, actually, it says here, if you've moved, you may want to contact your insurer to see if you do a rebate. Hey, I figured that one out ahead of time. Insurers are supposed to make a good faith effort to locate you, but some rebates go unclaimed. So why are rebates going out? Basically, insurance companies that sell group or individual policies must adhere to a quote medical loss ratio, requiring them to spend at least 80% of the premiums paid by enrollees on health care costs for certain expenses. Look at this. This is this is Lily. This is my life here. Lily. This if you're a cat owner, this is your life here. This is what what happens to yeah, this is the other day she put her tail right in front of my camera while I was filming. My wife had to edit it out, but if you're a cat owner, you know that this is what happens here. But yeah, so these healthcare companies have to pay out 80% of the premiums, and if they don't, or 85/15, if they don't, they have to reimburse some of that money back to, and it's mandated by the states and the federal government. So if not, they have to reimburse some of this money. And they've had to do this for several years here. In fact, in some of the past years, they had to reimburse $2 billion and $2.5 billion. So hey, just in fact, I think car insurance companies had to do this because I've covered some of those articles for you guys in the past here as well. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. You can see my little furry friend here, Lily. What do you think? So yeah, yeah, you're shedding. Um, so this is just another way to get money back. Just one of those things I like to tell people about. Keep in mind, that don't throw your mail out because again, and another thing, I don't know if this article mentioned it. Sometimes they'll give you a statement credit as well. Some companies will do that. They'll give you a statement credit. So watch your bills on this. They might give you a $150 statement credit, which might mean you won't have to pay a month of, or I don't know, depending on how much your bill is, but you might get a credit on your statement. So maybe you won't have to pay, I don't know, half a month, a third of a month, or it depends on how much you pay. So you might get a credit as well. So keep that in mind. But hey, 150 bucks, 200 bucks, 100 bucks, something like that. So I'll keep you up to date on that. But a lot of these different things going on here on a monthly basis as well. And hey, every little bit adds up. Let me know if you've gotten this in the past. Some car insurance companies have to do this as well because some states, I don't know if it's a federal thing on the car insurance companies, some states mandate that on the car insurance as well, where insurance industries are mandated, actually. So they're it's same thing with life insurance as well. My brother's actually in life insurance. He has been for years. He's actually in Medicare and Medicaid. Uh, you have to talk with him because it's more his industry, but yeah, and he's only in certain states and stuff like that. I think again, it's not my department, but yeah, all these insurance industries are licensed and governed and all these different things like that. So they actually can't make too much money, believe it or not. If only all the industries were like that. If only we could get the pharmaceutical industry and the oil industry and Congress and all these other industries to be mandated like that. That would be a good thing. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. That would be a good thing. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. Some states actually have this as well. That's actually a really good thing. Where some of these states have, if they have too much of a surplus, they have to give money back. California is one of them, I believe, with the state stimulus check. So California had a state stimulus check last year, this year as well, with their massive surplus. And I don't know what states have it offhand, but some of these states have a mandated by law surplus where they have to give money back to their people. What do you think, Lily? Yeah, it's a good thing. So hopefully we see more and more states doing this where they pass a law where they say, hey, by law, if we have too much money, we give some of it back to our residents, which is a good thing. So again, call, email, and tweet your representatives and say, you can't just keep our money. I've been seeing a lot of people like from Florida and Texas saying, why isn't our governor doing this? And then I see some people saying it's because they're Republicans. And then some people say, no, it's not because of that. And some people say, well, what are they doing with the money? And I say, your guess is as good as mine. Some people say that about Ohio too, and say, Jimmy, what about Ohio? And I say, I wish I had more to report, but I don't. And I say, and then I see some people say, Jimmy will never mention our state. And they'll say, I don't know, Iowa or some of these other states and stuff. And I say, it's not that I'm neglecting your state. It's just that I haven't seen information about your state yet. There's about I know 31 is the number that keeps sticking with my mind because 31 is we've seen an article that counted all the states, and there's at least 31 states passing state stimulus checks, tax rebate checks, property tax rebate checks, and reducing taxes. So there's at least 31 states that are doing this, which is a good thing, right? Right? Yeah, so there's at least 31 states that are doing this. So hopefully more. We'll get to 32, 35, and even more. So it's a good thing. So, some of these large states, the big four, New York, California, Texas, and Florida. Texas and Florida need to step it up. What are they doing with their $20 billion plus surplus? I don't know yet. California, or I'm sorry, Florida's kind of announced a little bit here, maybe reducing tolls that could save some Californians $500 per year. I covered that in a previous video, but I'll keep up to date. As soon as I see information on any headline news or anything we do research on a daily basis, I'll show it. It's not that I'm neglecting any particular state. It's just that I haven't seen anything. If you guys know any information or anything, you see any big news about your state, comment it down below and maybe I will see it. And before we, without further ado, here is our special guest appearance here. Besides Lily, she's actually not our special guest appearance here. We have another special guest appearance. And here he is, my son, Hurricane Julian. Here he is.
Hi.
Hey, check out this rock star. Who are you, Mr. Hollywood? Are you a movie star?
My name is Movie Star Julian.
Oh, are you a special character?
Yeah, I'm a special character to Julian Bomber.
Oh, wow. What are your special abilities?
My special ability is this boost. That's the boost that Super Shadow had. That was yesterday, and I just took the boost from him so I can have non-boost yeses. I took the boost from Super Shadow.
Oh, is this in your Sonic racing game that you play?
Yeah, that was about 65 years ago.
65 years ago, huh?
Yeah,
Wow,
that was
that's
when I was 3.
when you were 3. How old are you now?
4.
Oh, and you did this 65 years ago, huh?
Yep.
Wow, that's really cool. Don't do that, silly. Why don't you tell everybody how you have been having fun at school?
Yep. I've been ready.
Huh?
I have been very good at school.
Yeah. You're such a big boy now, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, there you are. And you got to play baseball here also.
Okay.
Why don't you tell everybody how good you did in baseball or in t-ball?
Ooh.
And who was the fastest person on the team?
Me.
Yeah, how fast were you?
Stay fast. Goodbye.
And say, we love you.
We love you.
All right. And say, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Poop.
And say, click here to watch our next video.
Click up here to watch our next poopy video on the body.
And say, we'll see you in the next video.
I'll see you in the next video. Poopy, poopy, dumb, bum, poop.
Okay. Bye-bye.